How gutted are you, mate? What are your takeaways from that disaster?
Um, where do I start, guys? First of all, thanks for having me on. Good evening.
No problem.
Um, yeah, look, I mean, I agree with Brian. You know, after that second goal went in, I think you can kind of argue maybe that he could have made a change after the first goal, but I don't know. We had been dominating the first half. And it was just disappointing to concede the way we did. I've seen a lot of people blame destiny. I think that Van der Ven's touch just kind of took it away from him. Obviously, you
Yeah,
still
yeah, it did. Yeah, it
expect the
did.
players to clear that, but I think people were being a bit harsh on the first goal. But then, pretty much from that moment, he just got worse and worse and worse, and was at fault probably for all three goals. And I think just the subs was so obvious to make. I personally thought that Timo had quite a good first half. He
Mm,
skinned Veltman quite a few times. I see
yeah.
a lot of people saying, "Oh, Timo Werner, he's crap. He's still crap. He's not doing anything." And I was thinking, I'm not sure if I'm watching the same game because he seems to be our most dangerous outlet at the moment. But in the second half, he reverted to type, and was kind of non-existent pretty much from when they scored. And I thought that Ange showed a real, I don't know, lack of ambition to make changes. I think so many times we've gone into games where we can see the momentum changing. Opposition managers make subs. They brought on Estepinian, who likes to score against us and always causes us a bit of an issue with his
Yeah,
pace.
yeah, he did.
Um, and we just didn't do anything. I thought that the obvious sub for me would have been to bring on Spence at left back, or if you want to go even more defensive because they were putting in crosses in, you could have brought on Dragosan and brought Mickey Van der Ven to left back. But personally, I just thought the lack of subs really killed us.
Yeah, look, I just had a look, and actually, Ben Davis wasn't on the bench today. But yeah, you're right. Jed Spence could have come on. Udogi, and it would have been an easy sub to make because Udogi, as we know, picked up a little knock against United, so it would have been easy to just say, all right, take a breather and bring on Spence, and he might have offered us a bit more both ways with his energy.
Yeah, I mean, and then when you actually look at the subs, he waited until I believe it was the 75th minute before he made two changes. And I think a lot of people would have probably agreed to bring Basuma on. But you're chasing a goal, and I know we've not got a great deal of attacking impetus on the bench, but you're chasing a goal and you bring on Pap Sarr, who,
Mm.
with no disrespect, he's not the creative spark that we needed. So that didn't make much sense to me either. I thought that maybe you bring on Basuma, let Bentancur go slightly higher, push Kulu to the wing for Werner, and try and get a bit more control in the midfield because they were bypassing us way too easily. I mean, hats off to their manager because
Mm.
he basically sussed out pretty quickly in the second half. Uh, okay, we need to sit a bit deeper and then try and just hit them on the break. And Matoma and Minte, they were having very good games in the first half. Baleba was playing really good switches out to both of them. And we were quite lucky, I think, in the first half to get the second goal to go 2-0. Not necessarily because we weren't playing well in attack, but I thought defensively we actually. I'm not sure if everyone agrees, but I thought that all of our defenders had a really bad game, to be honest, in terms of defense capabilities. Like Romero obviously played some great balls up to Madison and Porro as well, but I thought that was probably Van der Ven's one of his worst games for us. Not quite as bad as the Newcastle game, but I just thought on the ball he was getting caught out. Defensively he missed a few tackles. Their goal for Rutter, I mean, he just ran through the defense like it wasn't there.
Mm. Yeah. Where do we go from here, Sam? I mean, yet again, a loss just before an international break, ruining our lives for 2 weeks. How does it make you feel? You know, any differently? Does it make you feel any differently about the Ange project? Is this a wake up call for Spurs and something they can learn from positively, or does it worry you?
I would be lying to say that I'm not worried because I still think there is context to the last six performances that we've put in. Obviously, I'm over the moon with the results. I think that's the most important thing. But there has been warning signs in all the games that we've played. Even against United last week, they had a couple chances before they went down to 10 men where you just thought, oh, here we go. We've absolutely dominated them and they're going to nick a goal on the break. And we're back in the same position again. But thankfully we didn't. But Brighton and no mugs, let's be honest. They've got some real attacking threat. They play a very attacking style of football. I'm definitely not. I don't think I'm wavering on Ange at the moment. I think that these kind of defeats happen. I think it hurts more because of the manner of the defeat. And he's definitely got to go back to the drawing board himself. But I don't personally think that this performance should get people, on his back and clamoring for Ange out again. It definitely wasn't a terrible performance. We probably should have scored more goals in the first half. And I think that the players kind of didn't really do him any justice either. Like, admittedly, I still think it's quite heavily on Ange's shoulders for not making the changes earlier. But a lot of players played within themselves in the second half. As I said, our defense wasn't great, and we couldn't really get Solanke involved at all. And that's our outlet, and has been our outlet for the last 5 games. So if he can't get on the ball, and he was great in the first half with those 2 passes in behind, one that he got the assist and one that he got the pre-assist. But second half, they just sort of dug in and we had no answers, which is what's disappointing. But no, I don't think I'm wavering at the moment, but there's warning signs for sure.
All right, Sam, thank you so much, mate. Really appreciate you calling in, and try and enjoy the next couple of weeks somehow.